Okay, so to continue it, starting with G, we got Ghost BC Infestisumum. I'm actually not even sure how to pronounce this. Yeah, their second album. Then next we got their first. I'm not actually sure how to say this either. Opus Eponymous? Opus Eponymous? Not sure how to say it either. I'm a poser. What can I say? Yeah. Ghost's first album. I enjoy it. Some people say it's Scooby-Doo music. I don't know. It's cool to me. Next we got Graves Dominion 8. Really hot, nasty death metal. That's all I gotta say. It's really cool. Enjoy it. Next we got Grimes' Visions. Love Grimes. One of my favorite pop artists. Yeah. This is the album that I forgot. Totally spaced out on. Couldn't remember what it was called on my top 5 favorite albums, but yeah. Really cool. Next we got Harm's Way, Isolation. Some of the heaviest hardcore music I've ever heard in my entire life. Absolutely crushing. Then their next album, Rust. Really great. Follow up, step up from that album. And then even a bigger step up, in my opinion, Harm's Way's Posthuman. This album rules. This is probably going to end up being one of my favorite albums that have come out this year. Definitely going to make my top 10 list. All the way through, it's heavy hardcore, as I said before, but this one's a little bit more refined. Some really cool and interesting tinges of electronic music. Very fresh, very modern sound to it. This is a local band. They're called Heretic. Very dark album artwork. It's called Soul Possessed. Very cool sound. Almost reminiscent of Korn. Maybe Deftones, some early Deftones. Very heavy, almost like a nu metal style, but thrown in with death metal, and influences also black metal and other stuff too. Just really cool sound. Local band from Dallas. Still do shows and stuff every now and then. Next, Integrity, Humanity is the Devil. One of my favorite punk hardcore albums of all time. Absolutely. This one as well. Lyrics and everything to me mean the world to me. Very relatable. Kind of sums up my take on a lot of religion and my view of the world. So, cool album. And then their follow-up, or not their follow-up, but one of their more recent albums, Howling, For the Nightmare Shall Continue. Cool record. It's got a cool sound. It differs a lot from the album I just mentioned before, but still very talented band. And that's some more of their recent work, so if you're interested in that. Next is the Iron Age, The Sleeping Eye. Local, not local, Texas native, hardcore metal crossover band. Some of the finest crossover I've ever listened to. I found this in a used bookstore, but yeah, really cool artwork. Almost like a psychedelic thing going on. But yeah, if you're from Texas and you listen to metal, hardcore punk, and you've seen this band, you know they put on quite a good show. Really fun. Next is Iron Reagan's Crossover Ministry. This album came out last year. One of my favorite albums of last year as well. Great crossover record. I love Iron Reagan. Got a really they have their sound. It's crossover. It's cool. And then one of their earlier albums, The Tyranny of Will. It's pretty awesome. They got some dude getting his head stabbed by some demons and some cool stuff. I don't know. Anyways, it's cool. Next I got Jimmy Eat World. I actually do like this band. They've got some pretty good songs. So yeah, throw them in there. Alright. I'll grab another stack here. Keep going. Alright, next we have Kublai Khan's Nomad. This came out last year. Also a local Texas band. They're from Dallas. Very heavy hardcore. Many sound like them, but there's only one Kublai Khan. And they're pretty cool. They're pretty heavy. Got some cool lyrics and everything. So, next we got King Conquer's Decomposing Normality. This is just an EP. Some of the heaviest death metal, deathcore you will ever hear in your entire life. As a matter of fact, I think they are probably the heaviest band I've ever heard in my entire life. So, if you're looking for heavy, ass-beating metal, this would be that would be one of those albums. This one too, America's Most Haunted. So next album I got, yeah, just some of the heaviest death metal, deathcore you'll ever hear in your entire life. Next we got another local Dallas band, Kalia. They're like a Swedish death metal / grind type band. Pretty cool. Alright, let me grab another stack here. Keep it going. Oh yeah, forgot I had these. Yeah, so it's a little bit late now, but I found this. I didn't take it off the tag. The Cure's Pornography. Found this. It's like a box set. It's got 2 discs. Or not a box set, but sorry, it's just a 2-disc set. Didn't get to mention that in the C's, but I had it organized elsewhere. I couldn't fit it in my little drawer here. But yeah, love The Cure. One of my favorite bands. Yeah, so next we have Merciful Fate's Don't Break the Oath. Classic heavy metal album. I started backwards. Oops. We'll get to that one later. Next I have Lana Del Rey's Born to Die. I love this album. I love Lana Del Rey. Another one of my favorite female-fronted pop artists. I like her vibe, I like her music. It is what it is. Next we got Lucifer's One. Or Lucifer One, sorry. Just really, it's a really interesting band. It's a female-fronted, like, not doom metal, but like, it's like satanic rock and roll type band. It's pretty cool. Another local Texas band, Mammoth Grinder. They're out of Austin. Some of the gnarliest death metal you will ever hear. It's very punk influenced. Chris Olsch, their guitar player, he's also a drummer for Power Trip. One of my favorite musicians, very talented. But yeah, on this this album is a banger. It is some gnarly death metal, punk influenced death metal, and it rules. Next we got Mastodon's Once More Around the Sun. I actually really enjoy this album. I know a lot of people like their earlier stuff. Their earlier stuff's okay to me. I actually really enjoyed this one though. So, yeah. Next we got Mayhem's Death Crush. Amazing black metal album. Actually, probably my favorite traditional classic black metal album of all time. It's a close contender between that one and their next one, De Mysteriis Dom Sathanas. Also a great album. This is a fairly rare CD to come by. I found this in a used bookstore, so that was a pretty sweet find. Both of those CDs. Fairly hard to come by, but yeah, both enjoy them a lot. And then, of course, as I said before, Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath, also another classic early heavy metal album. It's a must-have if you love heavy metal. Alrighty. So, to continue the list, we got Metallica's Master of Puppets. Classic. Can't not have it. One of my favorite metal albums of all time. Next, Ride the Lightning. Me and Bailey will probably be doing a review over this album. 10 out of 10 in both of our minds. 10 out of 10 album. One of my favorite classic. Probably my #1 favorite classic heavy metal album of all time. Next, we got MGMT's Oracular Spectacular. One of my favorite pop albums of all time. Probably up there in top 5, top 10. Absolutely of all time. Call that electro pop, or I guess you could call that a couple of different things, but yeah,